Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is set to face Congress twice in the coming weeks after he admitted that a data breach gave data firm Cambridge Analytica access to information on 87 million Facebook users without their permission. So since that interview, the hashtag Delete Facebook has been trending on Twitter. Joining us to not only talk about the backlash, but how you can, or really, if you can, is the question. Secure your data on Facebook is Fox19 tech expert Dave Hatter. And the word there is if.
If, you are absolutely right.
Yeah. So in the light of the recent controversy surrounding Facebook, is there really any way, and we were having a conversation about this, to protect your data on any social media site?
Well, it depends on how out there you want to be. You know, you can just delete these things, like delete Facebook, delete Twitter, but, you know, implicit in your agreement with them is they're going to collect your data. You know, they're not building these things out of the goodness of their heart. If you're not paying with money, you're paying with data, and in most cases, you're their product. They want your data. So what you can do, though, is understand they're making money off your data. They're combining your data with your friends' data, and they're selling that data to other people and using it to drive ads to you. And you can try to limit your exposure there. Like, for example, I got rid of the Facebook app on my phone because it's been proven after this thing that Facebook is not only taking all your contact information, but if you have an Android phone, it's getting your texts, it's getting your email messages, the metadata about all this stuff, and, you know, I don't want them to have that. So I still use Facebook through the web the way it was originally designed, but I deleted the Facebook app. So there are some things you can do.
Okay, so you can, before we get into that, after a whistleblower revealed data from Cambridge Analytica was basically gathering all of this data from millions of Facebook users. We think it's about 90 million users. A lot of us are asking just how serious this is. So when they say gathering data, what is exactly, what is it that they have?
That's a good question. So the way Facebook's API used to work, you had a company that built a personality app. People took that quiz. When they took the quiz, it collected all of their information, but through the Facebook API, it could get information about their friends. So anyone they were connected to. Now, I don't know exactly what's in that data, but I could speculate that it would be anything that was publicly known about that person on Facebook and anything that they would share with friends. So if you said, I like this band, or I like this movie, or things you've posted and said, if you're connected to me as my friend and I took that personality quiz, in theory, they have all of that stuff about you as well. That's why the data set is so big. They only had like 220,000 people take the quiz, but through the network capability of Facebook, they were able to collect all the rest of this information. So in theory, they have a ton of information about you, even though you did not take the quiz.
Well, now that we have Cambridge Analytica that has all of this information, in the case of a security breach of Cambridge Analytica, what can happen to all of our data?
Well, yeah, anyone could come steal it, or we don't know what Cambridge Analytica has done with it. We don't know who they might have sold it to. And that's one of the problems with all of this third-party access to these systems. Once some other organization has captured some or all of this data, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, whatever, you really have no control over how they use it themselves or what they might do with it, or, to your point, how are they securing that data, and could it be stolen from them, even if it was originally gotten from Facebook under a theoretically legitimate use, right? Because it wasn't really breached at Facebook. That's what this thing was designed to do.
Right, and now there are calls right now to delete Facebook. We saw the delete Facebook hashtag that's trending on Twitter. You've deleted your app.
I got rid of the Facebook app, yes.
Okay, so tell us this. Do you think it's time that a lot of people start to really either delete Facebook or scale back exactly what it is they're putting online?
It's a good question. I would say at least scale back. You know, do you need to delete it? Well, you got to decide for yourself. Are you getting enough value out of it to make it worth the risks that come along with it? Again, I only use it on the web now. I've seriously curtailed my use there. One of the things you can do is disconnect these kind of apps. As you were saying before, you know, you go in and you look, and all of a sudden you see over the years, well, you clicked on this and added this app and that app, and now all of a sudden you've got all these apps connected to it, all of which can take this data. So I went in and turned all that off. If you go to Facebook, under privacy settings, you can go in and disable all of that. I would strongly encourage people to do that if you're going to keep using Facebook, because then it at least limits the amount of information that can leak out of Facebook to these other organizations over which you have no control. Okay,
so we'll keep you guys updated. Of course, we told you CEO Mark Zuckerberg will be meeting with Congress. That'll be happening on April 10th, and we'll have an update here on Fox 19 Now. Dave, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah,
we're going to turn things over to Frank Marzullo.
I'm going back to a bag phone. Go back to the simple days. You know, the old, remember those things? A big old bag. It was like you had like a briefcase. You had to make a phone call. Hey, 50 after 7.